consistency is definitely where we can be a lot better. Feels like every game we've really only put 2 quarters together. We're kind of waiting for that, 4 quarters of really good basketball, and I think it's going to be a learning curve. This group is new. We haven't played a ton together, so, but that's what's going to happen.
But I have to say, she doesn't play defense anymore. Angel Reese doesn't play defense. And, I know, obviously, Azare did quite a bit of damage, no matter who she was on. But, Azare Stevens, Kelsey Plum, in fairness, she just went nuclear. She was kind of quiet in the fourth quarter, but she went nuclear in this game. Was being left wide open.
Well, Angel Reese had her a double-double last night. That's right. Oh, once again, this proves that Angel Reese's double-doubles does not equate to victories. Never has.
What occurs when you post solid numbers, yet your squad still suffers a crushing defeat at the hands of an injury-plagued adversary? Just ask Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. They somehow turned a 13-point, 12-rebound effort into an insignificant display in their latest catastrophe against the Los Angeles Sparks, who absolutely annihilated them in another overwhelming blowout.
This ain't even funny no more. I know everybody think I'm about to clown and I'm about to roast. This ain't even funny no more. The Chicago Sky just lost to the Los Angeles Sparks by a score of 91-78. And let's be serious here. Y'all lost to a Los Angeles Sparks team that are playing without 2 starters.
The Sky currently stand at a 0-3 record to kick off the season. Their most recent victory now feels like a distant memory, dating back to early September of the previous year. While the Sky struggle to find their scoring touch, teams like the Indiana Fever are genuinely displaying resilience and fierce competition against top-tier championship contenders.
In fact, one could say it, generally speaking, always leads to losses. And she got, for lack of a better way of putting it, cooked, rotisseried, grilled, baked, fried. However you want to go. Sauteed by Kelsey Plum last night against the LA Sparks.
What truly frustrates me is that Angel Reese again recorded a double-double against the Sparks, 13 points and 12 rebounds. Yet, somehow, her supporters pretend it's a big deal, even as her team was completely blown out, losing 91-78. Those stats seem solid on paper, but then you notice she only went 5 for 11 from the field and missed layup after layup in one of the most exasperating displays of basketball you'll witness all season.
This team is not good. It's 0-3. It's ugly, and I don't know that it's going to improve. All right? I don't. So let's jump over here before we get to the highlight that's getting Angel Reese absolutely destroyed right now online, on social media.
Let's be honest about what really transpired in this game. Reese had several chances right under the basket, but failed to convert when the Sky desperately needed points. She finished shooting 45% from the field, which might seem decent, until you realize that most of her shots were within 5 feet of the rim. 3 of her baskets were actually credited to offensive rebounds, meaning she was merely cleaning up her own misses and calling it production. In essence, she was just gathering her own rebounds.
A loss to a Los Angeles Sparks team that's playing without 2 starters. The Chicago Sky, listen, man. Y'all the worst team in the league, bro. Let's just stop playing games. This ain't even let's be funny. I'm not even joking. I'm not smiling. I don't have a single joke for you. The Chicago Sky is trash. You guys are trash.
This is where things get truly embarrassing for the so-called Bayou Barbie. Those 12 rebounds everyone's buzzing about? A significant portion of them came from her own missed shots bouncing right back to her. When you're bragging about rebounding numbers fueled by your own bricks, that double-double starts to look pretty hollow. Fans on social media didn't hold back, roasting her relentlessly. One wrote, "Cooked that fraud," while another desperately pleaded, "Angel, have some shame, sister."
We got to talk about the meme. The meme. I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky, because it's actually getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous, lads.
Here's the harsh reality that makes this even worse. Her teammates were visibly frustrated, watching easy shots clang off the rim while they struggled to stay competitive. During one especially painful sequence, you could see her teammates calling for the ball, saying, "Hey, right here, I'm here." But Reese kept forcing difficult shots instead of making the simple play. This wasn't just a rough shooting night. She went 0 for 8 from the field in a previous game against New York, and with only one three-pointer made in 4 games this season, a clear pattern emerges. Her offensive game has serious limitations, yet she continues to receive praise for putting up numbers that, quite frankly, don't translate into wins.
That strategy didn't work. All right, they lost. They got blown the hell out in this game. Angel Reese, 31 minutes, 5 of 11, 45% from the field, and that's an improvement. That is an improvement. God. 12 rebounds, 13 points, 6 offensive boards, and a partridge in a pear tree. I mean, honestly, what is going on?
What really stings is how one source dismissed Reese's double-double as worthless because it came during yet another blowout loss. When fans are calling your team garbage and suggesting the Chicago Sky should just pack it up and stop playing, you know that individual stats are hollow and meaningless. Some analysts are even questioning whether she's talented enough to be acting like she's Caitlin Clark's rival. These empty statistical accomplishments are turning into participation trophies. Just another sign of how broken and dysfunctional this Chicago team truly is.
Here's the play that's got everybody talking because Kelsey Plum clowned Angel Reese after this. Obviously, Kelsey Plum's not as tall as Angel Reese is, and she cooked Angel Reese's ass in hot grease. Let's go.
Pie by Stevens.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
Pie by
Oh.
Stevens.
The drive by Plum. Once she gets by Reese, it's over.
And then hits her with the too small.
This is where Kelsey Plum took the opportunity to turn Angel Reese into a social media meme with the most disrespectful gesture of the WNBA season. After driving past the 6 feet 4 inches Reese for an easy layup, the 5 feet 8 inches Plum extended her arm below her hip, palm flat, in the classic too small taunt. The boldness of a guard who's 8 inches shorter, asserting that a forward is too small, had fans nearby and online absolutely losing their minds.
Yeah, too small. Kelsey Plum is a badass. Let's just keep it real. She is a badass. How about a different angle on this?
Now feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand. Now feet. Here's Plum, a hop in her step. Plum, the blow by in the left hand.
Yeah. Too small. Yikes. It's look at this. Hey Plum Dog, how many wins does the Sky got? Down here.
Plum backed up that bold trash talk with a masterful performance that exposed every flaw in Chicago's defense. She scored 28 points on 9 of 18 shooting, including 6 three-pointers, and dished out 8 assists, turning the game into a clinic in veteran basketball. Her shot selection was spot on, her decision-making razor sharp, and she controlled the tempo of the game with the confidence of someone who's already hoisted a championship trophy.
Right here, Kelsey Plum destroyed them. 6 of 10 from three-point range, 28 points, 8 assists, 2 boards for the LA Sparks that didn't look terrible, to be honest, last night from what I could see. I thought they looked pretty good. I mean, Rickea Jackson didn't play in this game, and Cameron Brent is still hurt. It's going to be an interesting team when they get completely healthy. It's going to be an interesting squad.
The moment Plum drained that shot over Reese became legendary, instantly immortalized when the WNBA itself posted about the taunt on their social media accounts. Even the league seemed genuinely entertained as they watched this veteran guard humiliate the overhyped sophomore. The Sparks official account amplified the drama by sharing a photo of Plum making the gesture in their post-game message, making it clear they were proud of her boldness. Those 6 three-pointers weren't just lucky shots. They systematically dismantled Chicago's defensive rotations, exposing how unprepared the Sky were for basic pick-and-roll coverage. Every time Chicago tried to help on defense, Plum effortlessly found the open space and made them pay. The Los Angeles crowd erupted in applause, witnessing their seasoned guard pick apart this supposedly talented Chicago squad with surgical precision.
What is going on in Chicago, bro? I know everybody we enjoy, when Angel Reese get the missing the layups, we clown, we get our jokes off, but let's be serious here. She's the best player on that garbage team, and she's not good enough to be your best player on a decent team. She's not good enough to be the best player on a decent team. She's not good enough. I'm sorry, it just is what it is.
What made this performance even more remarkable was that Plum took an elbow to the nose during the game but played on without pause. She continued to score points after the injury and delivered a leadership-filled post-game speech that truly exemplified championship poise under pressure. This is what real experience in winning looks like when stakes are high. The stark difference between Plum's solid 50% shooting and Reese's ongoing struggles couldn't have been more glaring. While Reese was missing layups and boosting her stats with rebounds off her own misses, Plum was making smart, decisive plays and sinking clutch shots. One player was putting up empty numbers, while the other was genuinely leading her team to victory.
But I have to say, she doesn't play defense anymore. Angel Reese doesn't play defense. And I know obviously Azare did quite a bit of damage no matter who she was on. But Azare Stevens, Kelsey Plum, in fairness, she just went nuclear. She was kind of quiet in the fourth quarter, but she went nuclear in this game. Was being left wide open.
Plum came into this game averaging 24 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals per contest after dropping an impressive 37 points in the season opener against Golden State. Her trade to Los Angeles has completely reshaped the team's offensive identity, turning it into a powerhouse. Social media fans called this a humbling moment for Reese and questioned whether she's actually overrated. This performance proved that Kelsey Plum deserves far more recognition than she gets, especially when she's out here making opponents look completely lost on the court. And here's the kicker. Chicago's last win was way back on September 8th, 2024, against the Dallas Wings. That means they've been on a winless streak for 8 straight games spanning 2 seasons. We're talking about a franchise that has seemingly perfected the art of losing, turning losing into a true craft at this point.
From the Chicago Sky, they are a joke. They're a joke of a basketball team. You have got, your player just got too small. They don't play defense. There's no effort. There is absolutely no effort.
Let's be honest about how humiliating this loss to the Sparks truly was. Los Angeles entered the game without Cameron Brink, their breakout sophomore who tore her ACL mid-last season. This was supposed to be one of the weaker teams in the league this year, struggling with major injuries and setbacks. Yet, they still managed to blow out Chicago by 13 points without even breaking a sweat. When you're losing to teams that are literally missing their best players, it's a clear sign that you've hit rock bottom.
Come on, let's stop playing games. I don't know, this Coach Marsh, Tyler Marsh guy, this Marshmallow dude, I don't know where y'all got him from. Y'all got him from Vegas somewhere. His system looks trash. Y'all starting Kia Nurse. Bro, the Chicago Sky gave up the number 3 pick for Ariel Atkins. Bro, I don't even think she scored double figures yet in one game. She's taking 4 shots per game. Y'all gave up the number 3 pick. Y'all gave up Sonia Citron for Ariel Atkins, and she's shooting 4 shots a game. Bro, what is going on in Chicago, bro?
The Sky's 0 for 3 start from 3 puts them in some truly embarrassing company when it comes to the worst season openers in WNBA history. Most teams use those initial games to iron out issues and find their rhythm. Chicago, however, is practically using these early matches to highlight just how fundamentally broken they really are. You'd have to dig back decades to find teams that started this badly and still managed to salvage any meaningful results from their season.
I have to just say, they're a meme. They're a meme at this stage. Kelsey Plum takes on Angel Reese and then hits Angel Reese with the too small. Kelsey Plum taunts Angel Reese. What are we doing here?
This is where things get even darker for Sky fans. Their upcoming schedule looks utterly punishing, with analysts already predicting they might not secure their first win until late June. They're facing team after team that, based on what we've seen so far, should handle them with ease. Some skeptics are even wondering if they'll reach 5 wins at all this season. The coaching decisions during the Sparks game made absolutely no sense. The team looked completely unprepared for basic offensive sets. Players were running into each other, missing rotations, and playing as if they had never practiced together. When even your own fans are calling the team trash on social media, it's a clear sign that the coaching staff has lost control of the situation.
Kelsey Plum saying too small to Angel Reese. I love that fire. It's me bound time. Oh, God.
Other teams across the league are now openly referring to Chicago as the meme team. Players are even mocking their struggles during warm-ups, highlighting the level of disrespect they've earned after these disastrous performances. When opponents no longer take you seriously, it becomes almost impossible to compete effectively. This ongoing losing streak is visibly destroying the team's chemistry. Players appear defeated before the game even starts, with terrible body language and a clear lack of confidence. No one seems willing to accept responsibility for the chaos. Meanwhile, Angel Reese keeps piling up her empty stats, even as the team continues falling apart around her.
Imagine if Caitlin Clark did this, the outrage would be unreal. Oh my God. That'd be the cats and dogs. People jumping out of, it looked like the fireworks scene behind Leslie Nielsen from Naked Gun. Nothing to see here. Please move along. Reese really did try to swat the ball. I'm starting to believe Reese is being victimized by the entire WNBA.
Chicago has now solidified its reputation as the league's punching bag, with every team on their schedule marking those dates as guaranteed wins. That's not what competitive basketball is about. While Chicago is getting humiliated by injury-riddled teams, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever nearly pulled off the upset of the season against the defending champion New York Liberty. Clark finished with 18 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds in a game that came down to the final seconds, ultimately losing by just 2 points to the league's top team. This is what real competition looks like when you're up against elite opponents. Intense, closely contested, and impossible to take lightly.
Pass shot possessions for New York. Clark, step back three. Oh, she hit it and draws the foul. Welcome back, Caitlin Clark.
The Fever fought fiercely for 40 minutes against a Liberty squad that dominated everyone last season. Clark's 10 assists demonstrated her ability to elevate her teammates under championship-level pressure. While she faced some struggles in the game, she kept pushing, attacking, and creating opportunities when it mattered most. That's the mark of a true competitor, someone who rises to the challenge instead of just padding stats and folding when the going gets tough. Coach Stephanie White provided a powerful display of leadership afterward, speaking out against the egregious officiating and expressing disbelief at the disrespect shown to her team. She highlighted an unbelievable 31 free throw discrepancy in recent games, emphasizing how little the referees called despite the Fever's relentless attacks on the rim. White's stance proves she's a coach who fights fiercely for her players, refusing to make excuses or accept injustice. True leadership in action.
I thought she got fouled. I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games. A minus 31 free throw discrepancy. And I might be able to understand it if we were just chucking threes, but we're not. We're attacking the rim. And the disrespect right now for our team has been pretty unbelievable. So it's disappointing.
The controversy erupted in the final 2.9 seconds when Clark took a potential game-tying shot, but was disrupted by Natasha Cloud with no foul called. Even Liberty fans acknowledged that the referees missed a clear call, which should have resulted in free throws to tie the game. The fact that Indiana had a real shot at beating the reigning champions, while Chicago struggles against injury-ravaged teams, says everything about the stark difference in these two franchises.
Then she holds her, watch this, with her shoulder and on her arm when she follows through and then fouls her for the 4th time on her arm. It's cheating. It's plain as day. The haters will say she got locked up. Yeah, if you're fouling the whole game. But I'm going through this entire game. The corrupt refs gave this game to New York and they still barely won.
Clark clearly recognized the need for consistency, stating after the game, that's what's going to happen if we want to beat the really good teams in this league. She focused on building chemistry with the new roster additions, demonstrating the maturity and accountability that Angel Reese seems to completely lack. Clark's mindset reflects someone who genuinely cares about winning, rather than just accumulating individual stats. Fan reactions captured this stark contrast perfectly. While people praised Clark's resilience and fight against championship-caliber teams, They roasted Chicago for their feeble performance against a depleted Sparks squad. The Fever have now lost 2 close games by a combined total of just 3 points, proving they're right there with the league's top contenders and showing real potential moving forward.
On the plus side, you could say you're 2 possessions away from being 4-0 in these games. Do you look at it from both sides? Like, here are the positives of this, and then here are the things we really want to work on.
Yeah, and that's probably what's frustrating about it, too, is like we are 2 possessions or, from being 4-0, but there was so many little areas in this game that we could have improved. Like our defense, again, to start the game was poor, and we got to find a way to come out with more energy, be unable to guard. And yes, they present a very tough challenge when all 5 of them can make threes and, they're setting inverted ball screens, things like that. It's a challenge, but you got to find a way to do it.
Absolutely. True champions like Clark elevate their game when facing elite opponents, showing resilience and determination. They don't fold under pressure or pad stats in blowout losses. Instead, they fight until the final buzzer, inspiring their teammates and proving that they can compete with anyone, regardless of the odds. That's what separates real players from those who simply go through the motions.
Consistency is definitely where we can be a lot better. Feels like every game we've really only put 2 quarters together. We're kind of waiting for that, 4 quarters of really good basketball, and I think it's going to be a learning curve. This group is new. We haven't played a ton together, so but that's what's going to have to happen if we want to beat the really good teams in this league, is you got to find a way to put together 4 really good quarters. There's going to be runs. That's basketball. They're going to go on their runs. We got to be able to find a way to stop them and then respond. So I think that's an area we can certainly improve in.
You're absolutely right. While Indiana has a promising future with Clark leading the charge and demonstrating they can compete with top-tier teams, Chicago remains the league's biggest punchline. Angel Reese can keep filling the stat sheet with hollow double-doubles and suffering blowout after blowout, but those numbers mean nothing without victories. The Fever narrowly lost to the defending champions by just 2 points, showing they're on the rise. Meanwhile, Chicago fell to an injured Sparks team by 13, highlighting the stark difference in where these franchises are headed. That gap speaks volumes. One team is building something real, and the other is simply the league's punching bag this season. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out.